Tourist attraction gone wrong. As of recording right now, we still haven't found these guys, the billionaires who wanted to go see the Titanic, paid 250K to basically hop in something that looks like that I made it. They're lost at sea. We don't know if they're at the bottom of it, if they're stuck on the Titanic, why they got into this vessel that's controlled by a Logitech N64 controller. Mystery, mystery. We're trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, I just that you could literally never be me doing anything like that, like ever, ever. So that's number one. I was talking about it today. I'm like, I think seeing a wrecked ship would be so much cooler when it's like recovered and restored,
Right.
like in a museum, when you can actually see it instead of the little window that they're like fighting each other for 250K. And then it's super sad if they're like, passed away. But like, I've never seen Twitter like just joke so much about people that are either dead or about to be dead.
Yeah, good point. Because
So
people
hopeless.
were a lot of they were kind of making not light of the fact, but they were talking about how a bunch there was a migrant catastrophe like close to Greece or whatever. A ton of people are gone, but yet we're finding what happened to my video here? All right, so we're finding we're trying to find these five billionaires, but no one really cared about the millions of people, the 300 plus people that went missing at C2. Yeah, I mean, it was like what it's sealed. There was a lot of red flags, right? You've seen the video taking the rounds on TikTok, or this guy, this guy is going on CNN having to tell everyone, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with this freaking vessel? Locked from the outside, and the scary part is apparently they're hearing banging on the submarine now, just trying to locate it using sonar, but knowing, hey, I'm going to, like, you literally just have to sit and wait knowing you're dying unless somebody miraculously comes and rescues you, like that I would almost rather drown than know that I'm suffocating, right? And the end is closing
Yeah.
in. That's crazy.
Dude,
I I just saw this like very kind of upsetting video. Someone just was like, "You want me to put it in perspective?" And they're like, "Imagine sitting on like in a space no bigger than a minivan. At this point you're 15 hours in. It reeks of BO. Somebody's maybe gotten sick. You can't move, otherwise you're gonna just expend more oxygen."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the private bathroom that just has a curtain across it. Like
Uh-huh.
they spent more money on the bathroom than actual safety measures. Um, the fact that it's like, yeah, I guess they signed a waiver, but it was just not literally people were like, you should not do this. You should not do this. Like it was bound to happen. And yeah, to your point, Jack, would you do if you had the money the space thing, Blue Origin? Because one of these guys down there has already done the space thing with Bezos. I that could blow up.
I was
But
saying today, if I had to pick, like if I had to do one or the other, I would 1,000% do the space thing. Because
yeah,
number one, you die. I guess you die. Yeah, you die more instantly. I feel like in space,
right.
and the view's cooler. So like,
Yeah.
I'd rather
Anti-gravity.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, did you see this shit with the with his stepson?
Yeah. Just had to
When
catch the Blink 182 concert.
dude,
Uh
those comments are pretty funny. Like when I miss you comes on, like where are you? That was
I
pretty.
mean, dude, it's just it's tough to make light of, but I don't know.
And
Yeah,
he
there's
And
a lot
also,
going into this.
and he
it's
responded to an OnlyFans model and said, "Keep my family in your prayers."
Yeah, I feel bad for the kid, right? If you're a billionaire, and I saw a comment where someone was like, Jesus, being that rich is almost dangerous because you're just looking for any thrill. You're trying to do what no man can do with money. But bringing your 19-year-old son down there is just like, maybe he wanted to do it, but that just seems reckless for a guy that can't make capable decisions already due to brain development. Yeah.
Oh,
So as of we know right now, I think they're pretty much toast. It would be a miracle if we found it, but crazy.
yeah, I didn't
I
even think about
saw
that.
I saw that documentaries coming out on maybe BBC tomorrow too about this
Yeah,
already.
Already the
already.
turnaround, yeah, people are doing this like
They
crazy.
could be fake, right? Don't quote me, but don't be surprised also if you see some new documentary-ish already out and they haven't even
Yeah.
finalized this.
It's like, I mean, CNN and news outlets got to be eating this up. right? I mean, this is nonstop, news. Like you've got people literally gripped to your TV looking for an update, social media. But yeah, if you're making the rounds through social media, there's, a lot of people are basically blaming these guys for, I feel like that's what it is. It's like, hey, you guys wrote your own will here by doing this. But
A
still,
lot of
very
people
sad.
are just mad because they're billionaires too.
Right.
I think so. Because I was chewing on this earlier where I was like, why is everybody like, I kind of looked around, I was like, you're telling me that all of a sudden now you're interested in submersible vehicles and what happens to maybe these six rich people? I'm like, what is it about this story that everyone loves so much? I don't know.
It's like a thriller. It's like a race against time. People eat that up,
Uh-huh.
like true crime, the phenomenon that is. Yeah, like do they find them, or is it just never going to be found? Like, they're about to run out of oxygen, which is.
And then they say,
What if they
next
find-
news. Sorry, go on, Jake.
I was just gonna say, what if they find him at the buzzer? Literally,
Yeah, no, like that would never have
It's
to
almost
be a
worse.
movie tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah.
shit. We'll keep an eye out. Something else I would never do, the unfortunate Cameron Robbins situation. TikTok was sent into detectives for this. The guy who jumped off the Bahamas party boat and they never found him too.
Yeah.
Like,
Bermuda
first of
Triangle.
all, unsafe to begin with. Like, how many party boats are going out in the dead of night? I thought that was because it wasn't a cruise ship. It was like these party boats. I saw when I was in Dominican Republic, like they're unsafe to begin with because they're putting like 300 college kids on a boat that's meant for like 80 people. This dude jumps off. And was there a shark? People are like, oh, look at this color.
Oh, like the blip in the
little
on the picture. Yeah.
dude. I mean, my whole For You page was like literally like people like describing bull sharks and how people throw food over there. So it's like shark feeding time.
Yeah.
That shit scares the fuck out of me. But that guy's gone too. He's probably ripped to pieces.
Yeah. That event more sparked a lot of conversation amongst my circle, being like, I mean, I have a bull shark story similar to like my friend's neighbor got eaten, like taking a swim like he did every day from a bull shark, and like shit like that makes me think. Yeah. So long story short, dad's like best friend has a place in St. Pete Beach, Florida, right out at Tampa Bay. My whole life, we've been like told by him every time we visited, tons of sharks in the area, don't really swim too far, blah, 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 blah. Well, his neighbor, literally two houses over, comes home, gets off like work, takes a little swim by the dock. One evening, his wife literally watched it. Like he jumps in, it happens. I don't know how far we want to go. And then,
Sure. Yeah.
and then, like my neighbor, I don't know, or our family friend has always been cool about that. But blanket statement, that's not my environment. I'm not going to mess with it.
No, the ocean. I'm with you. I'm seeing all these, these drone footages where the shark's like getting real close to those unsuspecting people, just like sitting in the water. It's like you just don't even know like where they're at.
I don't like it. When I went surfing once, sorry, same thing. I was in Mexico and it was awesome. And I asked the guide, I was like, realistically, like we were alone, I was like, I go sharks, and he's like, no, there's no sharks. And I go, come on, dude, we're on this side of Mexico. It's like the #1 shark area in the Northwest or North Americas and or Centrals. And he goes, okay, you see that ridge over there? He's like, sharks are over there. If you see one, just act like you didn't see it. And I'm like, all right. But I was like, dude, if I see a shark,
I'm not heading over there. Yeah, my shark story was again like a Miami bachelor party. I didn't want to even get in the ocean, but I eventually did. It was fine, But yeah, I'm always skeptical. When I was I think I was a sophomore at Lafayette, my parents took me to the Galapagos Islands, this crazy like the Discovery Channel expedition, so we're holy shit, like it's okay, we're swimming with sharks. We're just on a little skipper out, just murky ass water. Hammerhead sharks we're supposed to be swimming with. There's a group of 20 of us snorkeling. I hop in. I'm like kind of trailing the pack. People are going, hammerhead. I look to my right, and there's just a 6-foot kind of cloud of gray. And I just raised my hand. I'm like, get me the fuck. I was the first dude out of the water. I was like, I'm out. I'm like, I've seen enough. Everyone was chasing them. They're diving, feeding. Yeah, I'm not messing with that.
No, thank you.
No, yeah, I'll hit the beach. I'll get in where I can fall down in the water, whatever, get back up, stand up, and then I'll save deep water stuff for like planet Earth.
Dude, that's the
Bingo.
thing. It happens more often in the shallow stuff at like knee height.
Yeah.
Oh, I prefer
Um,
pools anyway.
yeah.
Like,
All right.
Man,
Well, would you rather mess with a shark or Moriah Mills? We might have to get into. We might have to go inside the organization here and see what's up with Verde, and because the Pelicans have been very quiet about this. Moriah Mills is not. She's going off on Twitter. Zion apparently, shares this heartwarming "I'm going to be a dad" post. Not today, Moriah Mills said. So yeah, Jack, have you been following this Twitter spree?
oh yeah, and I've of course been trying to push Verde, but there's
He's not giving anything.
I mean, there's like I don't think there's.
He's like, what do you say? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I wonder, like, did the Pelicans know what was going on? Because some of the details are like he's flying in multiple women to the same game. The other thing is this dude is he even injured? Like he very clearly just did not want to play for the Pelicans. And that's the age of, star empowerment is he's trying to go to New York, even from the day he was drafted.
yeah, they should just trade him, I think.
To the Hornets. That'd be filled.
Yeah, like I don't know. I haven't followed it though. She finally got taken off.
Really? Okay.
They suspended her account because it's illegal to like release a sex tape without someone's
Right, and she was threatening to do that, so they just preemptively. Maybe she did it. I mean,
there was all these memes about like Adam Silver on the phone. They're like Silver made the call, and like to like Elon to finally do it. But
I mean, just the stuff she was freaking willing to share about Zion was, I mean, it was deep. It was about their sexual, lives together. I thought it was fascinating where she was just like, she revealed that this dude is having trouble staying out of the bathroom, shoving double stuffed Oreos down his throat. Like his obesity is like a true, like, he's against his own will, eating. And, it's a shame because he was arguably the hottest prospect coming out of high school since LeBron. And when he was on the floor, albeit it's been less than a season combined, he's been so dominant. He's like almost as efficient as Shaq and unstoppable Shaq, but he can't stay on the floor.
talk about Twitter having a day with an event too.
Twitter's been on fire
That was
the last couple of weeks.
hilarious.
I gotta ask you guys because I'm not as hip, but does Elon respond as much as some of these memes show?
Yeah,
He responds to a lot of people, I feel like.
Like a lot of
Dude
people.
loves Twitter.
Most times I see his stuff, I'm like, this has got to be like Photoshop. Like, there's no way he's actually spending this.
No, and
time.
his memes, like the memes he'll post, like he's crazy.
I'm pretty sure it's like all him, and he claims
Yeah.
he's the only one with the password to his account.
I think he loves it that much. He's probably just cracking up daily through Twitter.
Yeah.
Jack, I saw you're not has Twitter lost some of its shine according to you?
Dude, something just felt off. I don't know. Like it was just scrolling and like it just didn't.
Oh, there's
I feel
so
like
many ads now.
So many ads. Like I feel like I see like the same 5 accounts, and I also just kind of meant just like as a Twitter community of people who
Sure.
use tweet. Like no one, like obviously there's like Twitter accounts that we all follow that tweet, but I'm just talking about like people like that we know. No one really tweets it.
No, I get it. Like his Twitter. I mean, I literally get pissed off every time Facebook sends me a notification. I should delete it, but I don't because I literally just get it for birthdays. When is that going to be Twitter? Because it's coming.
I had that in T, but they're apparently building a competitor. And Elon actually had a hilarious reply to that. He said, let me find it real quick, but we can keep talking. And then
Dude, all right. Well, while you're there, I'm jumping back to sharks. I'm
Yes.
on this freaking. They can go. Scientists have confirmed that bull sharks have traveled more than 1,000 miles up the Mississippi River, and I'm now trying to figure out where 1,000 miles is because that could be a lot closer than I want to know.
Dude, the Lake of the Ozarks, I keep my head on a swivel there sometimes. Bodies of water in general. Not for sharks, but for like snakes and just fucking random ass creatures.
Well, there's invasive species from China now being like discovered across Missouri. And it's like, first of all, we're going to skip over this quickly, but like how the hell did it get here? Are people
I think
just
it's like people buying exotic animals, and it's just bringing them
I
over.
follow
And they
I
love
follow
those.
this dude named Fish and Garrett on TikTok, and he
good
like
follow?
literally is down in the Florida Everglades, just like
Oh yeah.
it's like so interesting because like the shit he does, he walks around barefoot and like, but it's because there's so many invasive pythons there,
Oh my God. Yeah.
Burmese pythons from like people bringing them over or something. I don't know.
Hurricane Katrina released a ton.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, there's new species being found like from that they believe because there's so many businesses that like pet stores that claimed insurance like we lost this exotic snake that was $10,000 from Africa.
Modelo, built for the fighting spirit, passes Bud Light in U.S. sales. Bro.
Good for them.
Bro. Aren't they kind of so it's Constellation Brands? Is that tied to
I read
Anheuser?
I read today they're owned by
Oh.
Anheuser everywhere but the United States.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like a big FU that they're now number one selling. A Mexican beer is number one selling in US.
Yeah. I
But
found
those are
that.
fire, like I like it's crazy.
my
Bud
favorite.
Light.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Mexican beer for sure.
I was
Yeah.
just home though, and selects are
My buddy Matt Cruzen, when we were in St. Louis for Arch Madness, he almost it must be a St. Louis thing. He goes, dude, Ruckman got a Bud Select. I'm like, yeah, they're fire. He was like, barf. That's
Dude,
really
it is.
the place I guess you hear about them.
dude.
It is.
They only have them in like Missouri, really.
Okay, yeah.
They on the cans where it says brewed for the Lou, it's because I read up on it, their market, it's like it's good enough here. It's not worth expanding, and it's just one of their beers that it's like their local beer.
Yeah. My brother went to the Taylor Swift concert. This is apparently this era's Woodstock. Like people are losing their minds off the show. It's basically the performance. I think my brother said it was life-changing. I think a lot of people are saying the same. She's coming to Mini. You will not be catching me there. But $1,300 for nosebleed seats.
Dude, yeah. The resale on Ticketmaster, like they were price gouging. It was like 25,000 something.
Are you pulling that? Or
I
my
don't know.
question, I guess, because I think we're all on the same page here. What's something you would pull for that price?
How much again?
1,300 for nosebleeds, or just like how much?
Motorcycle.
Like, what is something? Okay, there you go. What is something you would spend 1,300 on that other people might go, "What the hell?" But you're like, you know what? This is worth it.
It might kill me, but motorcycle.
That's pretty fire.
Fuck. That's a good question.
I've got one. So I would probably drop that on courtside seats. I think
yeah.
that's kind of like something I got to do in my life. I would spend it. Got to be a
I like
good
that.
game. It would definitely be something sports related for me. I'm always about going to new spots and checking out games.
Game 7 on a Stanley Cup ice seats. Yeah, I'm with you there.
So would you do that for nosebleeds for game 7? Because that's probably what the price would be. No, it would have to be something. Yeah.
I
Are
would
you
do
kidding
it.
me?
Go ahead.
No, that was it. I just said, are you kidding me? Like, no chance.
I would do that for game 7 of a finals if it was LeBron or Curry's last game ever.
Oh
finals
my God, that'd be
That's a
fucking
good one.
13,000.
Yeah, but
But-
I'd still,
But you'd still, yeah.
But entertainment's entertainment, and we're arguing a mute point by bringing up sports. I think,
Mhm.
like, so
No
what
one
else?
musically, you guys would do that? A concert you would go to?
I almost paid $600 for Bob Dylan, and then I realized how old he was.
I was gonna say I would do it if I could see like the Eagles or someone like when they had all their same members.
Interesting.
Like if that was somehow, that's not possible, obviously, but like
Yeah.
one of those classic rock bands that I love that like, but everyone was still alive. That's what
See,
I would.
like musically, I'm not there, but I know that's obviously a huge cult thing. But that would be my sports is basically like, like I was at Game 7 where the Red Sox came all the way back to beat the Yankees. And that's like that sticks with me. It was such a shit game. Yankee Stadium were getting blown out, but everyone just had to sit there because it's like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
Johnny Damon, 2 homers. All right. Speaking of Ian Corbett, Arizona limits new housing construction due to shrinking water supply.
Saw that.
So now
It's
it's hurting
happening.
housing. It's happening. Bro, it is hot here. And on that note, now when New York City gets a hold of something, and that's when social media pops off, because like we've been dealing in Minnesota with forest fire from Canada for a bit, and it was just bad here the last week, but the photos, videos of NYC and everyone losing their fucking mind, is that just gonna be the new norm in summer? Is shit, gotta stay home today, it's bad air quality, that's just summer now.
I believe it to be.
Maybe not in Texas. You guys are lucked out, but you're storming right now. Jack.
No, because they get the floods now. They get floods like worse
Nobody's
than they
safe.
used to.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Can also barely breathe with it being 98 and the humidity from the rain. It's fucking horrible.
Midwest.
Like, it's bad. I was just in St. Louis and everyone was like, it's so fucking hot here. I'm like, this literally feels amazing right now.
Bro, there it is, Midwest. St. Louis. I almost can't go back to when I was there in April. It was perfect. I almost can't go back to St. Louis in some of those, like in this month right now, June, July, August. Crazy. I can't stop sweating.
There. It's 100% that time of year right now. We've got it's coming. I can sense it now, and I'm like, this isn't even bad yet. This is just uncomfortable.
Today is the first day of summer, which is crazy. It's been hot in Minneapolis too, and surprisingly humid. The Apple conference, crazy. Ready Player One. The VR headset is here. Some things I thought was cool was FaceTime voicemail. That's pretty fire.
About time.
Yeah. So we got FaceTime voicemail. I think I just froze. Now I'm back. Live voicemail, where you could see, like, so as they're literally leaving the message, you could see on your Apple Watch, like the text as it's coming in. So you can look and be like, oh, great. What do you know? A fucking telemarketer. I don't know what that is.
That's like how you used to be able to like click on the phone, like a house phone, when it was like if they were leaving.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like
and then name drop, which is cool. You just basically tap and exchange contact information. Anything else I'm leaving out? Apple's the future. Take all my money. Take my whole life. That's one of the only products I have.
Actually, they tweeted it like an hour ago that they literally have changed the game of technology with this VR, but they still don't have a pickle emoji. A pickle. Because I was
Pickle Rick.
Yeah, Pickle Rick. I was trying to type something with a pickle.
Pickles would be sweet as an emoji. I love pickles, so I didn't even know that was missing from my life, and now I'm having anxiety about it. Thanks, Jack. But I don't know how I feel about it. Have we all done the Oculus?
No, I haven't. That's I would probably wait for the Apple, but again, I'm kind of with you. I'm in the wait and see mode as how many people are going to use this. Because I guess it's cool. I just don't know how I'm going to use it. Like people you're like in a standing desk and you're just using all these apps. It's crazy.
If it's anywhere close to like what they've delivered previously on a lot of their promises, I think it's going to be awesome. Where I've always said, like, Apple waits to perfect their software and then they push it out, whereas a lot of other companies will push it out as it comes along and do updates. But yeah, if it turns out anything like they've kind of advertised it to be, man, that would be sick.
That's what I'm thinking too, because the Oculus was like cool. Like I had a roommate who had it, like put it on, and then they have the thing where you can like watch Netflix in it. But I'm like, all right, this like head. But it's like Apple. I'm sure like literally it is like this. It's so much like cooler looking. I bet. Like,
and you can like you can apparently see through. Like you could like kind of dim it to where you could see your kids, and still interact with them. It's just they might as well just permanently infuse them to our eyes, is what I'm thinking.
But like that's how we could sit courtside.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's going to change the game here.
Pay-per-view that's actually genius, Jack. You heard it here first on a Wingin' It podcast. Don't know what episode we're on.
I think this might be close to 100. I'm not mistaken.
It's Jack's idea. Courtside VR.
My fucking camera's bugging out on me, so visually you'll have to carry me for the moment. Tucker on Twitter, he came out with his first fucking whatever. And then that I don't think he's done one since. And I think it came out that that he's still under contract with Fox News. And if there's a non-compete in there, and that's where it gets close, kind of misconstrued, isn't Twitter free speech? Or is that now a rival company where they're streaming shows?
I don't get how he can be like, if he did they get fired or did he quit? He quit.
I think he got I can't. I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
it up because
Yeah.
if you get fired, you have like you can have grounds, but I mean, you're
Like
some
you
non
lose your severance if he basically loses, like he'll get paid his full contract as long as he stays off of any other media outlet. Basically, is what I think is going on.
um yeah, I mean, some non-competes could literally just say fired or let go.
Yes,
You can't be in this industry.
That's
right.
bullshit.
He was
Crazy.
fired from
He
Fox
came.
News,
Yeah, he was
according to
fired.
Independent.
He came out firing too. It was like it was his same show.
Yeah.
He's got that down to a T. Impulsive split. How about that? That was kind of quiet, right? That dude George is gone. Like Logan basically just kicked him off.
Are they still doing it, or is it just George off?
They're still doing it. George is
Yeah,
just they
yeah.
booted him.
You could tell there was like low key
They kind
like.
of fucked him. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
Logan used to just like shit on him, and then he
right,
was,
and yeah,
and
they're
then he was like
friends.
shitting on him. Yeah, and then he was shitting on him for being like having
Christian.
religious beliefs, and then yeah, they just like quiet. And I guarantee you, he's locked up, and like the reason he hasn't said anything is he's probably.
No, I think he did say something.
Oh,
I saw like he's got his own podcast now because of course, but yeah, I don't know. And then Logan was just shitting on him. It just, yeah, I don't know. It seemed like he did him dirty, but
yeah.
who
Well, you
knows?
could always. I listened to a couple, and it was definitely like Mike and Logan are like the boy. They're
Yeah,
like,
right.
and like they just kind of like leave him out, and like
Yeah, this guy like came out of nowhere and then I guess it was gone, maybe it didn't
yeah,
work. I mean, it's people forget Bob Menery was on Full Send for, a decent run of just terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are y'all hip on Lil Mabu?
Uh, no.
Oh, really? This
Uh,
guy on TikTok who fucking he's like he does these raps now. All right, so once we hop off here, just type in Lil Mabu and
I got him.
you'll recognize the song.
Okay.
Because it's all over TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. What I think is he's like super creative. This dude is
Oh,
yeah.
he took Nessa Barrett to prom.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like and then they use his song as a sound all over, but he's got two songs where he spits and he's got music videos accompanied with it and he is just creative. Check it out. You'll go in a little like 2 video rabbit hole, Jack.
I just felt like Portnoy on BFS saying,
anyone.
"Oh, he
Yeah.
took Nessa Barrett to prom."
Dude, when you said that, I was like, I can't believe that just came out of your mouth. I'm not concerned with anybody else's prom.
That's
Like,
yeah. The speed
Well,
went
dude,
to
it was
prom.
just all over TikTok that like
No.
he just invited her.
it's
And
100% relevant nowadays. It's just funny because
that's life.
Yeah.
That's our news now. And Speed met Ronaldo. Ronaldo finally, which was heartwarming.
I saw that. I couldn't tell if it because they always have like fake people.
Yeah, I thought it was the
I was like,
fake
is this Ronaldo? And then it actually was him.
Yeah, the fake Ronaldo had me weak. That's
Yeah.
not Ronaldo, that's Ronald.
Yeah.
All right, I saw that Solana is off Robinhood. Is it okay? We might have to check on our dude Omnisol. But now BlackRock is getting into Bitcoin. And did you see like the expose of BlackRock that came out yesterday?
that
No.
was an interesting one. And I don't know if I want to go too much further on that one yet.
It's kind of like I mean, they make TV shows about it. It was basically like this company is so like, he's like, yeah, we control the president's wallet. So who do you think controls the country?
Yeah, he's like, he just was saying, he's like,
It's like war's good for business.
He goes, quote unquote, like the video at least released. He goes, oh, a senator? That's easy. They'll take like 10K and do what you want. And it's like, what?
Yeah, they're like 10K. These senators are cheap. 10K, you own a senator. And he was like being secretly recorded. Like it was.
Oh, really?
It was. Yeah, it was something out of like
yeah.
Like I'm trying to think. Yeah, like of House of Cards or or like Billions.
Damn.
But
it's pretty fun.
Would you I was talking about it with a coworker today. If all like he mentioned something like, oh, let's say Russia bombs like a factory that produces grain and that's one of the biggest Ukrainian like exports, then we invest in that company that just got blew up. We kind of do some things for a month or two, turn it around for a huge profit. And like
and they got contracted to like rebuild Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know, after they're already profiting from Ukraine's destruction, basically, because grain silos, because they were saying like it spikes grain prices, and that's good for BlackRock and all their businesses. And that's the company that also like bought up all the real estate during the pandemic so now they're just trying to turn America into a renting nation.
They own so much shit.
A lot of people talk very like that they somehow conspire to rule the world and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, if I had that much money and I had that many investors with that much money, what would you be doing to turn a 7% gain on billions of dollars? It's not that easy. You got to buy into bad business.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'll have to check on Solana. Well, yeah, I mean, so Bitcoin's back, but I don't know about crypto overall.
But then Fed Now is coming out in July. If you've heard about Fed Now,
yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And they're trying.
I think I don't know much about this, but what I read was that like they came out with this now, like BlackRock did, to like go against Fed Now. So
I hope so. If that's the case,
yeah,
I'm all for BlackRock doing their thing.
And Coinbase is like their whatever ETF holder of Bitcoin or whatever. So apparently their stock's going to go up too.
Interesting.
That's interesting because I'd sold a lot of Coinbase because that was a loss for me.
That's what I read.
I think I got out of the stock market too early. I mean, it could go back down. It hasn't overcome the all-time high, but yeah, business is booming again, I guess. Just wait for the next crash. Headline: Man fakes death, shows up to own funeral in helicopter to teach his family a lesson.
Saw that.
That's a pretty expensive lesson.
That is a pretty elaborate lesson and like emotionally just like scarring.
Yeah, well, he had to pull up in a helicopter. That shit. Where's he landing?
Dad. This is your dad. What do you do over the next few months? I feel like you got to disown him for a little bit.
I do.
I'm like, dude, aren't you just teaching me to be honest? Like, what the fuck are you making your own death?
He definitely just did that for clout.
Oh yeah, people were lighting him up.
Right. Yeah. I guess mission accomplished. I've had a crazy running of celeb encounters where I saw Chris Sims at the dispensary. That was fire. And then when I was coming back from New York City, I saw Justin Jefferson on my fucking flight.
Okay.
Dude, yeah. So I'm getting up and this guy, he's facing me. He's got his hood on. I see his like purple beaded dreads. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's Justin Jefferson. So I'm kind of like speed walking to catch up with him. And he's by himself. I just hit him with hey, you Jay Jettas? And he goes, yeah, man. You could tell he like kind of didn't want to be bothered. I'm in fucking Minneapolis airport. Like, I'm thinking like this should be a frenzy. I just hit him with a low key, man. Hey, big fan of yours, man. Go get paid. He's like, appreciate you, brother. And then we just went on our separate ways. I was like, should I break news? I'm just like, is he meeting with Rodgers? Should I pull a Schefter? Be like, breaking Jay Jettas on route from fucking New York Jets facility.
You can just delete stuff nowadays. Screw it. Throw it out there.
I also, right after I got engaged back in 2019, we were in Minneapolis, and I saw Mindy Kaling in an elevator, which I don't know.
Kelly from The Office.
Kelly from The Office, yeah. Or the star of the hit show Velma, right? Oh, no.
I think who'd you say from The Office?
Kelly from The Office, the Indian girl.
I'm pretty sure she was like, she has written a lot of like shows and stuff too, which is really cool.
That was like right during her heyday, I feel like. And what happened was I was literally going outside to smoke a heater, like in a hotel room. And I'm going down the elevator and I am walking out and I hear her voice. And distinctly, I'm like, I look up. I was like, what? The doors are closed. I'm just going, huh? Kelly from The Office? I was like, Jesus, she was with like a bunch of gal friends. And Perry Mason canceled after season 2. Like I probably should have been. Give season 1 a chance, though, I do say. Season 2 sucks. The Idol. Anybody? Jack?
Watch the first episode.
I think I'm out. I mean, it's not great.
I've just been reading Twitter. It's definitely, I mean, The Weeknd is just like, it's weird.
Well, the acting isn't great. It's like they just threw a ton of stars at us, but it was just, I don't know, it was weird. And it's like they tried too hard to really be
woke and like jokes and stuff.
Well, and just, I mean, they have Hank Azaria with just a cheap accent. I love Hank Azaria too, but Yeah, it's they got the dude from what's his face, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, he's Eugene Levy's son.
Yes. Yeah, I watched episode 1 like halfway through episode 2, and I was like, I just couldn't get into the storyline.
Yeah, it's like
Euphoria.
a lot going on. Like he's a cult leader. Like, come on.
Right. Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah. Like,
That's it from me. Let's get to the tea with Jack D, and then we've got boots on the ground at St. Louis FC for Bersic. I'm about to head to the horse races. Let's go.
All right. Oh yeah, baby.
All right. One thing that I didn't have written down, but I thought about, I feel like all this shit that's overshadowed on Twitter with the submarine overshadowed that the Pentagon came out and said that the 6.2 billion to Ukraine was an accounting error.
Whoops. Fat fingered that one.
Can I get an accounting error at work or something? Like that's
on my paycheck or all those stipulations instead of 1,200, let's get 12 grand.
Like, what's up with that?
Also,
that's the key to growing up, I think, is you just kind of realize like everyone is just kind of moronic. You know, like you grow up idolizing adults, right? Like, oh, they're superheroes, and it's like, wait, we're just, you know, we're just kids, but grown up pretty much in these superior jobs.
Yes, facts.
Yeah, I don't know. I did find that right now that Elon tweet. There was someone tweeted a Daily Mail picture of their headline, and they're like, I can't believe this is a headline, and the headline says, Mark Zuckerberg's master plan to kill off Twitter revealed. Meta to launch rival character limited codename Project 92 and is tapping up Oprah and the Dalai Lama, in quotes, even after the Buddhist leader kissed a 10-year-old boy to lead the platform. And Elon responded with instead of suck, he put Zuck, and then he put my tongue emoji. So my tongue, like the Dalai Lama. But I just can't believe he's out here like tweeting shit like that.
No, I know. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
It's a personal shot at more than just a country. That's like,
yeah.
How about the Meghan Markle Harry shit? They just abandoned their Spotify project. This can't be true that she edited herself asking questions to these guests and she didn't even sit in and ask them? Like that can't be. That is a whole new level of what the fuck. But yeah, so they're done. Bill Simmons is pissed.
Yeah, I need to look into that. Andrew Tate, the Tate brothers have officially been charged.
Yeah. So what? They were under house arrest. Now they're going to, or maybe they were released, or
they're like indicted now, so they're back in. So I don't know.
I heard about that, and I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm losing interest in the whole Tates. Like, to be honest.
Yeah, I just don't know I don't know if they're like getting set up or what. I don't know.
How about Hunter Biden too? He got a little slap on the wrist.
That on here. He got, let's see what it say. He got charged with misdemeanor tax violations and illegally possessing a firearm as a drug user. I didn't even know
that's a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't have guns.
Yeah. All right, what else?
Let's not skip over too quickly. I just want to highlight what you're saying is I very much agree with what I asked earlier and what you just kind of touched on that topic. Why all of a sudden are all these people very randomly intrigued by like I love submarines. My whole life I've learned a lot about the physics of how it works differently and all that stuff. But now the whole world all of a sudden likes subs. Like, come on, it looks a lot more like we're trying to hide that 6.2 billion.
Right. No, right. And the Hunter Biden news comes out.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. It's pretty sketchy right now.
Convenient. Very convenient. Just look up what happened in some of the courts whenever it was the Black Day out on Instagram a few years ago.
Yeah.
Pretty monumental, pretty big deal. Go on. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just thinking about how I go down conspiracy theory rabbit holes sometimes, but then I just get so drained. I'm like,
I'm just like, there's too many.
I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
And then you start, questioning your life.
Yeah. No, this is also something I don't really makes me uncomfortable. For the first time, U.S. regulators have approved lab-grown chicken.
Yeah, I don't think about stuff like that. I don't think I ever saw that movie. What was the one? Wasn't there an exposing of McNuggets at McDonald's or something? I'm like, I eat too many McNuggets. I can't watch that.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
with
I
you,
yeah.
Dylan. I definitely don't want to know some things, like as
Right.
big of a nerd I may be, but the the lab grown meat, it
But
ain't
I'm
right.
also like an animal lover, and I love some meat. But then like TikTok will throw me like, oh, here are the screams from the slaughterhouse. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm like, I don't
I
want to see this shit, but
Dude, yeah,
I'll take some bacon.
I'm still
Getting
this is my tinfoil hat thing, which this is gonna be the most insane thing you ever heard. But I literally think they can like read our minds because
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
No,
will
right.
not even say it. I will just think it and it'll come up. I don't know if I'm like tripping myself out, but I'm like, I literally have not said this out loud. I haven't typed it in anywhere and it'll come up. It scares the fuck out of me.
Dude,
Yeah,
it happened the other week or something, like recently to me too. And I looked around just kind of like I wanted to run out of the building. I'm
I
like,
feel like sometimes we'll say something on here and then it'll like just pick up. It won't even be me.
it's that AI, man, that they're just learning your tendencies.
Yeah, it's like sometimes so specific to what I was thinking. I'm like, all right. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right, we talked about the Twitter competitor. I don't know if I think the Oprah and the Dalai Lama are just the two greatest like people you can have to like be like your number one spokespeople. Like
Yeah.
get with the times. Like
Sure.
who cares? Like Oprah's off TV.
Mr. Beast. I think that was a
How about
phenomenal.
Mr. Beast just quietly stopped Mr. Beast Burger?
Yep.
Just called it.
Speaking of deep water shit, did you guys see the Italian 9-foot catfish that they just caught? That was a world record.
No.
Hold up.
Dude,
I want to see some hogs.
Huge.
fuck that thing. Like,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I'm speaking of the Lake of the Ozarks. So you were saying like all that shit with being scared, Dylan. I'm going to a
Yeah.
lake in Texas this weekend that apparently they have at gators, and I don't know.
No way. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm getting in.
I will be dry if I was there.
Yeah, I'll be on the
Jesus Christ.
Dude,
yeah, I know. Alex, you're our fisher. Isn't that like, don't you catch people in the South catch catfish by like, don't they like reach their hand in holes and shit, like pull them out? Noodling, right.
So yeah, Darian's grandpa's from Oklahoma, and that's basically how he fished growing up. Is
Interesting.
that you find their little honey holes, as everyone calls them, and basically what they do is once they get fat enough, catfish honestly just sit in the mud and just like literally just swallow, like open their mouth, swallow whatever swims by. That they found like 200 plus pound catfish in the lake of the Ozarks multiple times. So like they just sit there, they don't swim, they're just fat pieces of crap. But yeah, noodling's pretty fun. I've heard. I haven't done it.
I don't want to get into this too much, but McGregor accused at the. Did you see that?
Yeah. I saw the video too, and I was like, people were like, "Oh, look, it looks consensual." I'm like, I mean, that just looked odd, like, and he's already been accused before.
Yeah.
UFC just obviously doesn't give a crap. He's like they're doing their contender series. He's like a coach. They're just quietly like, yeah, he's not here this week. Oh, he'll be back. Yeah, he said, she said, but hey, couple of accusations now for our boy McGregor. And how about him literally just punching the mascot? Like, dude was on one that night. He sent that mascot to the hospital same night.
Yeah.
Like he just cold cocked him. That dude was out.
I know. I don't know what was over that.
Him versus Chandler, though, right? Mizzou's own. I think that's the fight that's going up.
I also don't like this. Scientists say they have successfully created a synthetic human embryo without egg or sperm. Like we're gonna lab grow children now. Come on.
We're already lab grown
without not even like lab grown like with someone's.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
so you're kind of just like I've heard about. Can't you like now choose your gender or something? Like there's so what people like you and your wife get together and it's like, oh, let's pick blue eyes, blah blah blah, brown hair. Okay, let's mix it all up. Here's your potion.
Yeah, or if you're like older, they like take like the eggs like so that they freeze them and like that's still like obviously you're like people's, but this is like made like the lab chicken. It's like fake.
Yeah.
Like Like,
On the note of freezing stuff, I'm a big proponent of. They always say like check yourself at like what age 40. I think that we need to all start checking ourselves a little younger or
Like your
For
freezing our
what?
eggs,
You mean?
your count.
like like the prostate exam and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
I think it's smart for men in America to get checked. Like I'm gonna do it in 2 years when I'm 30 and just
that's
say
probably a
even
good
if it's
call.
preventative, it's just like there's a
Make
lot more
sure.
shit in our food. If I'm eating lab grown meat in a year, I should probably go to get my prostate exam.
Yeah, so I usually I get like a physical every year, like around my birthday, basically. And yeah, like this guy's, head to toe exam. He goes, all right, well, we don't have to, but you could do it. I'm like, I think I'm good. But 30s
Yeah.
probably. Why not? Like,
Dude.
because now you should start checking breasts earlier.
The,
For kids.
exactly. I think it's just going to become more prevalent based on eating genetically modified food.
You
And
think
if
when's the cure for cancer? Like we'll eventually have to get to it, right? But it's probably not
80s,
till the
80s,
30s, 80s.
no,
Oh,
1980s.
what do you mean? Oh
That's
yeah,
when they
yeah,
have it.
yeah.
I just mean I think we could probably cure a lot of cancers.
Well,
Not
that's another
erratic.
booming industry.
Well, dude, my mom's actually been on my fucking ass about going to the doctor because I actually have not been in like a couple of years now.
Yeah, you
I
should
did
go.
too.
I mean, yeah.
And now I'm kind of scared to go.
No, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Go.
No,
I just
Prostate
I just
incoming.
I just literally did the like a $1,200 freaking I
But
switched
it's always
insurance,
right. It's
so
always nice getting the fresh bill of health too. They're like, hey, you're good. I'm like, all right,
I
sweet. See you
yeah,
in the
I
year.
just got all the blood work done, Jack, and I was scared as hell. And they called me 2 days later and they're like, oh, all clear. And I was like, this is great news. And
Yeah.
they're like, were you worried? And I'm like, I guess I shouldn't have been.
I got high cholesterol. They were kind of like, yo, a little bit high. I'm like, well, I pretty much eat McDonald's all day, so
yeah, I was gonna say you're pretty plain basic
Yeah,
eaters.
yeah.
Bro,
I
like
mean-
cholesterol.
I'm a fast foodaholic. I think I heard coined earlier.
Yeah, I know I should go. I just my anxiety just goes to like
We should vlog it. You should you should vlog your
till I get
exam.
like till I get something
Prostate.
back and I'm like dying and like
Yeah.
we have a video of it. Like,
Speaking of which, I finally got around to it 11 weeks later. LASIK vlog drops tonight, tomorrow, probably tomorrow. So check that.
oh,
Nice.
Yeah, finally got to it.
What when you give me a little preview real quick? What do you
Yeah.
mean? fucking
So
that?
I literally I just did like a kind of before, like I showed the viewer kind of like how bad my eyesight was, and then
Sure.
there's like 2 minutes of footage of me in the state of the art kind of LASIK center, so you can kind of see the doctors in their
Sure.
area, and it's me voicing it over, and then I do like a 1 minute wrap up
After.
that I recorded literally today. So a 4 minute watch.
Cool.
Is life changed for you?
Yes, yeah, like especially for time it took, like pretty much easy, like it's not even painful, it's uncomfortable, and
recovery's
then
pretty
life
easy.
changed. Yeah, life changed.
Probably makes golf a lot better and stuff.
Makes everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's incredible.
Yeah. All right. Paul McCartney has said they're going to be releasing a finals Beatles song because they had this old demo recording they never dropped, but AI is going to be able to make like isolate John's voice and like finish
Oh,
the rest.
wow.
So that's
Um,
like decent. That's like I'm okay with that more than the like the ghost rapper type thing because
Sure.
like all the Beatles are like they just want to they have half the song.
They-
It's like putting
exactly.
Paul Walker in CGI. Like, they
Bingo.
just want to finish it. Yeah.
Same with who's the I'm gonna get it wrong. There's another rapper that's been used a lot lately after his passing, and I was like,
there
I
was
don't
the
know how to
Prince
feel about
hologram. Juice World. I mean, that dude drops a
Yeah,
single
Juice-
fucking week.
Juice Worlds. Yeah, I was
Uh,
like, come on now.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak to retire after 41 seasons. Can you imagine? That's a long ass time to host Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. Oh my god. He made bank though.
Yeah. Reddit is apparently they're getting some pushback from like investors and stuff that they need to be like more censored. So people are
And then what? Like they changed their updates and policies or something, and like everyone who used Reddit started like blacking out their subreddits.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I kind of missed the whole Reddit boat. I mean, I know it's huge, but
I
was
look at it
never-
for, like
Yeah.
like picks, like sports gambling, and then there's some.
Okay.
But I don't really know how to navigate it. There's like so much. There's
Right.
so much shit on it.
That's what they should be investing in, like making it way more user friendly. Because I
Right.
didn't get into it because it just, yeah, like you said, navigating it's too difficult. But
Yeah,
at some point,
there's so many different things you have to click and shit.
all the Reddit bros are probably crapping on me right now.
Yeah. All right, and then we talked about Zion, so now we got movies and suggestions. Zendaya has a new movie coming out called Challengers, where she plays this tennis star who gets in this love triangle with two other male tennis stars. It sounds like a love story type thing. It's not. It's crazy. She's like gets married to one and then is like cheating on him, and then like she breaks her leg, so she's coaching both of them like in the future. Like I don't know. It looks good. It looks good.
Okay.
Twitter was
Based on?
Go ahead.
Well,
Is it based on anything?
No, I think it's just like
just written, scripted?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But Twitter was erupting with like memes about like Tom Holland shows up to set because it's like one of the scenes is like her in between them on a bed and like what's about to happen.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're like Tom, and then it's like when Spider-Man turns to like evil Spider-Man, they're like Tom Holland leaving set.
Do you mean Venom? Just curious. You mean the black and white?
Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna see Barbie as well as Oppenheimer. They come out a month from today on the same day.
Okay.
Little matinee action.
Yeah, were you gonna say Nolan's quote?
That he said it literally will leave people absolutely devastated and they can't speak.
Okay, how about that? You will literally feel the nuclear blast. He said in IMAX. I'm drooling. I can't wait. Yeah, I might literally just like camp out in preparation for this. I love Christopher Nolan.
Dude,
I do too. I know it's gonna be like the best film to watch as of late, but the whole concept of the movie, I am nervous to watch because I'm worried that I'm gonna be like, and
You're
many
gonna be
people like
that's
are
Cap. Yeah.
no, like devastated by like the ideology of what we did as a human race. But that's just,
Yeah. I don't really know. Yeah. Like I
because
feel like I'm gonna learn some shit.
I watched a documentary once, and it was interviewing the last of the scientists still alive on the project, and like on Project Big Boy or whatever, and they were like, they all were interviewed, and they're like, what happened after like you saw it go off? And they were like, we all knew that we fucked up, like that we shouldn't have done this. We didn't realize when to say no, and now it's too late.
I'm most hyped for a Christopher Nolan movie that's like a biopic and like because I look for like shit that actually happened or actually could happen. Like it's like a little much for me. I'm like, all right, we're like
yeah, no, I agree. But I went back and rewatched Dunkirk, and I didn't like it as much as I liked it in the theater. I was just like, I don't know. But this looks like it's going to be a little bit more. I don't know. I trust Nolan. Dunkirk was still solid, but
I'm
kind of like Chernobyl.
I like stories about like America in this like inside America in this time period. Wasn't Dunkirk like British or something, or am I wrong?
It was one of the world wars, but yeah, it was.
But they were like over across the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't skip over, what is it, Barbie? That I also am gonna go see that low key. I'm kind of excited.
I'm gonna wait and I'll get some reviews here from you guys before I maybe
head over. Did you see how they used so much pink paint that it caused a construction shortage?
No way.
Yeah. And apparently Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling vibe so hard that they're right now shooting a Ocean's 11 prequel that's like a Bonnie and Clyde thing of they're pulling off ice as a couple at the Monaco Grand Prix in 1962.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be sick.
That's
about
cool.
I'm with that.
I got chilled.
Yeah. This might be more my generation, not you two, but July 27th, Zoe 101 movie coming out. The whole cast back.
Wow.
Excited for that. Yeah.
I can't sing the song, but it plays in my head every time.
Yeah, Joey was pumped for that.
Yeah. The Bear season 2 comes out tomorrow night. Has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I love The Bear. I'm
gonna rewatch it. I didn't give it a fair shake, I think, when I tried it last, but I'm gonna rewatch it.
Dylan, because I took your word for it. I kept going until I got through season 1, and I'm hooked on Barry. I can't
Yeah.
stop.
Did you finish?
I'm at the end of season 3. So,
Dude.
Yeah. Alex, did you finish?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was a great final season, and was like, I don't know, it's hard to end a show, I will say, but I thought they did well. Like it was an interesting ending, but I liked it. I don't know if a lot
I
of
think,
people did.
yeah, I agree. I don't know. I watched it like twice. I don't
Yeah.
know if I can say it's like the best thing I've watched. I liked it. I'm happy with it, but it was an odd last season.
The end of season 3 is one of the biggest cliffhangers I've experienced. Yeah.
it's such an interesting concept for a show.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Bill Hader's genius.
But like
He's
halfway through, like I was like, it was kind of like you, like I was feeling like the show you, like I was feeling
Yeah.
bad for him and stuff. But then with the Mr. Cousineau's, like when they're in the trailer and he's like, "We're fine," I'm like, dude, you are fucked up. Like,
Yeah. No, in the chick, you end up hating the chick, throughout the
Allie.
series. Yeah, and just like, just great acting.
Yeah. Okay. And then lastly, okay, this is the last one. I watched this. It's on HBO. This documentary called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. And she was this dwarf. She was a dwarf, okay? Like, and they adopted her as a baby from Ukraine, and they brought her back over, and they noticed that she had, like, I don't know if I can even say this on here, but like she had like what you get when you
Efficiencies.
like when you hit puberty, what you get, like pubic hair. And she, like, they were, you might have to clip that, but they were like giving her a bath, and then they're like, wait, there's no way because she's a dwarf, and they didn't have a real birth certificate. And then she was like standing in their room with a knife, saying she was gonna kill them. It's literally like real life, like a like orphan.
Chucky.
Okay.
And they literally, it sounds so outlandish, but then they literally they have a doctor like check the bone density, and he's like, she's 22. And then they like,
Wow.
and then they like get her age legally changed and like put her in an apartment. And then it's like a debate if she actually is 22 or not. And they get charged with child neglect, and they have to go to trial. And it's all happened. And the people in it are some of the most like ridiculous like characters. I'm like, you are not real. Like, I was laughing my ass off at the dad. Like,
Wait, what'd you say it was on?
HBO, The
Okay.
Curious Case of Natalia Grace.
Jesus fuck. All right, well, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's the Tea with Jack D. Good to be back. Enjoy the game, Alex, and hopefully some winners at the pony track for your boy. All right, take care. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.